Hello, my name is Ann Brock. I'm a pre-sales consultant at RightStar Systems. What I want to talk to you today about is importing configuration items by using the data management tool. I know most of you are set up to import assets through Atrium Integrator, which goes out and pulls a discovery source on a regular basis and brings in the data. But sometimes you just want to do a one-time import, maybe a spreadsheet from a vendor or something else that you have on hand. And so we're going to see how to do that using that data management tool. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and pull up the data management console. If you don't have it yet, you're going to want to go down to the spreadsheet management and grab a sample spreadsheet. You want to look at BMC template up here in the top left, and then for in the spreadsheet category, transactional. Here's this transactional CI that you can use to get this started. So if I go ahead and open up that spreadsheet, I can see that it's going to have various columns that need to be filled out. Tabs across the bottom are the various classes. Today we're going to be looking at the computer system class. So I come here to the computer system class. I can see the columns and the data that I need to fill out. I've already filled this out. I have a spreadsheet called Test Computer Systems that has a bunch of data in it, including a bunch of configuration items, all starting with test H. So we're going to be working with this one. So great. Once you have your spreadsheet ready, then you can go to your data management job console. If you're using your flyout bar, it would be over here. I'm going to go ahead and create a job. So I click on Create, Import. Let me type correctly here. Import test CIs. I need to tag them to a company. And then I go ahead and save that. So that's kind of my job skeleton. But I need to have some steps. I recommend using BMC templates. You can certainly do your own, but templates make it easy. Again, I'm going to go to transactional. And there's a CI CMDB template there. I'm going to go ahead and create that one, or use that one. Now, you do have to edit the load step to point it to your spreadsheet. So I'm going to come down here into this area. I'm going to go ahead and add my spreadsheet in here as a data load file. So I click on Add. Go ahead and browse. Find that spreadsheet. Do OK. And that spreadsheet is attached. I'm going to go ahead and close it down just to make sure it's not open anywhere. But that spreadsheet is attached. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. By the way, you'll notice that it's putting it into the itsm.ci dataset. Of course, you can change that. I'm going to leave that as a default. But always good to know where your data is going to go. Now that I've attached the spreadsheet, I can go ahead and move my job status to Built and save it. And now I can run the job. Before I run it, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my Asset Console. I'm looking at that data set that we just saw, and we can see there are no assets in it. Once I run the job, assuming everything goes well, there will be assets in it. So I've got this job ready to go. I just need to schedule it. So I click on the Schedule dropdown, say yes. It's going to be a one-time thing. Remember, this is like a spreadsheet from a vendor, and I'm just going to run it in the next minute or so. So I'll go ahead and save that. We'll say yes, close. If I go back to my job console and refresh, it's going to go ahead and start waiting to do that job. Okay, I did go ahead and pause that while the job ran, and you can see it's now completed successfully. So if I go look, and now I look at my BMC ITSM CI data, I had refreshed it. I now have those assets within that BMC ITSM CI data set. So they imported correctly. But what if they hadn't? You can see down here, I did run some jobs that got errors. Well, that's okay. You just come over under Other Functions, go into Error Management, and you're able to see what the errors were. So let me go ahead and bring up one of these just to show you how I went through and troubleshot it when I was doing it. So this is in the AST Load Attributes form. And it's telling me that the values in field 163 and fields 162 were not within the limits of the proper fields, those fields. So 163 and 162. Well, I broke open my trusty Developer Studio. I opened up the AST Load Attributes form, within Developer Studio. Let me get to my right screen here. There we go. So I opened it up in Developer Studio, AST Load Attributes. And while I'm in there, I do Control F, and I type in 162. And I hit the wrong thing. I need to hit Field ID. You all do that too, right? So 162, Field ID, search, and it tells me that was urgency. If I do 163 and do that search again, it's going to take me to impact. Let me go ahead and find that one. There we go. It took me to impact. So those are the two fields I had wrong in that particular job run. I had put the wrong values in. I think I tried to type in the words and I didn't type them in correctly instead of using the numerical values that I should have used. So that's how you can troubleshoot. Again, you just come into your data management job console. While you're on the job, you click on Error Management and you double click as AST Load Attributes and you look at the error message. And then you pull up Developer Studio and see what that field should be. There are other errors you might get as well, but I just wanted to point that out for the troubleshooting. Okay. So I now have my assets in this data set, but I don't have them in my golden data set. If I do a search on my AST asset data set, it's not going to find those. It says no matches were found. And that's because I need to do a reconciliation engine job. So in my Atrium console, I have a job called ITSM CI, and basically what it does is it brings assets from, you guessed it, the ITSM CI ID data set, or here we go, the data set there, and puts them into bmc.asset. So I've got a job here already created that I can go ahead and run. So I'll hit the little blue arrow there and we'll let it run. And it is running. Well, it didn't take very long. When the job is finished, I do that search again on my BMC asset golden data set, and now I can see I have the same TESTH records have been reconciled into BMC asset. So it wasn't too bad now, was it? I actually have another reconciliation engine job that will delete these later out of both data sets so I can rerun this example. The key thing is you're able to bring in assets from a spreadsheet using the data management job console. Again, the main steps are to get that spreadsheet, format your data appropriately, then create the job, run that job, puts it into one of those sandbox data sets, and then run a reconciliation job to get it into the BMC asset data set. And if you do have any errors, use the error management and Developer Studio to figure out which fields you had wrong. Hopefully this was useful. Thank you very much for your time.